superstar. And we're not saying that the players on the court need to act any differently. That's the athletes are going to do what athletes are going to do in any sport. And I think we're all learning. Is there a chance that people just enjoy watching her play basketball because how electrifying she is? It's like the media people that continue to say, this rookie class, this rookie class, this rookie class. Nah, just call it for what it is. She stayed in Iowa, put an entire state on her back, took a program from nothing to a multiple-year success story.
Remember that time you said something you instantly regretted? That cringe-worthy moment when you wished you could take back your words? Well, Pat McAfee just had that moment in front of millions. And boy, was it a doozy. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. He called Caitlin Clark a white bitch on air. Yikes. We've all had foot and mouth moments, but this one's on another level. We're breaking down what happened, why it matters, and what we can all learn from this mega blunder. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. Picture this, Pat McAfee live on air talking about Caitlin Clark. He's going on and on about how amazing she is, how she's changing the game, and then bam! Out of nowhere, he drops the B word. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion, you know? So here's what went down. McAfee's in the middle of his show, right? He's making this big point about how popular Clark is, how she's taken women's basketball to new heights. Everyone's nodding along thinking, yeah, we get it, she's awesome. But then, out of the blue, he says, she's a bad white bitch. Yeah, you heard that right, on national TV. Now, McAfee's always been known for speaking his mind. He's that guy who says what everyone's thinking, but usually keeps it just this side of acceptable. But this was way over the line. It's like he forgot he wasn't just hanging out with his buddies. You know what's really crazy? After he said it, he just kept going like nothing happened. I mean, the crew's faces were priceless. They looked like they'd just seen a ghost. But McAfee, he's still talking, still praising Clark, like he didn't just drop a bomb on live TV. People watching at home lost their minds. Social media exploded faster than you can say controversy. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, they were all blowing up with reactions. It was like everyone in the sports world hit their keyboards at the same time. So how did people react to McAfee's white botch comment? It was a mixed bag, let me tell you. Some of his fans were out there defending him, saying he meant it as a compliment. They were like, he's just saying she's tough, she's a boss. But come on, really? Others weren't buying it. They were calling for his head, saying he should be fired on the spot. It's wild how one little slip can cause such a firestorm. McAfee's been in hot water before, but this time, it feels different. People are really divided on this one. Some are saying it's no big deal, just a poor choice of words. Others are saying it's a symptom of a bigger problem in how we talk about female athletes. Either way, one thing's for sure, McAfee's comment got everyone talking. Whether that's good or bad for women's basketball, well, that's another story. But you can bet this isn't the last we'll hear about it. The sports world loves drama, and boy, did McAfee serve it up on a silver platter this time. While McAfee's words are still echoing, there's a bigger story unfolding on the court. Imagine this. A rookie steps onto the hardwood, and suddenly, the whole game changes. That's Caitlin Clark for you. But now she's making waves off the court too, and not by choice. How's she handling being the center of this media circus? Let's talk about Clark for a second. This girl isn't just good, she's rewriting the playbook. She made her WNBA debut on May 14th, and boom, just like that, she's topping the rookie rankings. The Indiana Fever's first win of the season? Yeah, that was all Clark. She led them to victory against the Sparks, 78-73. Talk about making an entrance. But here's the thing. Clark's been a superstar way before she hit the WNBA. She was crushing it in college, shattering NCAA scoring records left and right. It's like every time she touches the ball, something magical happens. and people noticed. She was already the talk of the town before McAfee opened his mouth. Now, instead of everyone buzzing about her killer three-pointers or her court vision, they're all wrapped up in this controversy. Can you imagine? You're out there giving it your all, breaking records, changing the game, and suddenly everyone's talking about some dude's slip-up instead of your skills. That's gotta be frustrating. You gotta wonder how this is affecting Clark's game. Is she letting it get to her? What about her teammates? They're probably fielding questions left and right about this drama instead of talking about their plays. And the whole WNBA? Man, they must be in a weird spot. But here's where it gets really crazy. Some people are saying all this drama is actually good for women's basketball. I know, right? Sounds wild. But think about it. More people are talking about the WNBA now than ever before. Social media is blowing up with WNBA content. People who never gave women's basketball a second thought are suddenly tuning in. But is this the kind of attention the WNBA wants? That's the million-dollar question. Sure, more eyes on the game could mean more fans, more ticket sales, more sponsorships. But at what cost? We're not talking about Clark's incredible skills anymore. We're talking about some guy's offensive comment. So how has the WNBA been affected by all this? It's a mixed bag. On one hand, ticket sales are up. People are curious. They want to see what all the fuss is about. But on the other hand, we're having some pretty heated debates about how female athletes are treated in the media. It's like we took one step forward and two steps back. This whole situation's got people asking some big questions. Is any publicity good publicity? Should we be happy that more people are paying attention to women's basketball, even if it's for the wrong reasons? Or is this just another example of how far we still have to go in treating female athletes with respect? One thing's for sure, Caitlin Clark didn't ask to be at the center of this storm. She's just out there doing what she does best, playing incredible basketball. And maybe, just maybe, once all this drama dies down, that's what people will remember her for. Remember how Clark was breaking records left and right? Well, now she's breaking something else. Expectations. While everyone's yapping about McAfee's slip-up, Clark's keeping her lips sealed tighter than a championship trophy case. But is her silence speaking volumes? You'd think with all the buzz around her, Caitlin Clark would be front and center, right? Wrong. It's like she's pulled a Houdini on us. Reporters have been circling like sharks, hungry for a juicy soundbite. But from Clark, crickets. Not a peep, not a whisper, not even a hint of a response. It's wild, isn't it? Her teammates are out there fielding questions left and right, probably feeling like they're in the hot seat of some crazy sports talk show. But Clark, she's letting her game do all the talking. And let me tell you, her game speaks volumes. It's like she's saying, "You want a response? Watch me sink this three-pointer." Now, people are split on this whole silent treatment thing. Some folks are nodding their heads, thinking Clark's taking the high road. They're all good for her, rising above the drama. But others? They're not buying it. They think she should speak up, set the record straight, and don't even get me started on her social media. It's like a ghost town over there. No tweets, no Insta posts, nothing. It's as if she's living in this bubble where McAfee's comment doesn't exist. In a world where athletes are always connected, always sharing, Clark's gone radio silent. But here's the kicker. Her silence? It's making more noise than any statement ever could. It's got people talking, speculating, debating. What's she thinking? Is she mad? Is she hurt? Is this some kind of strategy? The rumor mill is working overtime, churning out theories faster than Clark can score points. Experts are all over the place on this one. Some are saying it's a smart move, keeping the focus on her game. Others are arguing that she's missing a chance to stand up for herself and other female athletes. It's like a tennis match of opinions, back and forth, back and forth. So, has Caitlin Clark responded to the incident? As of now, nada, not a word. It's like she's pulled a page from the actions speak louder than words playbook. And boy, are her actions on the court speaking loudly. But here's the thing. In a world where everyone's got an opinion, where every tweet can spark a firestorm, Clark's silence is different. It's unexpected. It's powerful in its own way. She's not just avoiding the drama, she's rewriting the script on how athletes handle controversy. Will she break her silence? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. Whether she's sinking baskets or keeping mum, Caitlin Clark's got everyone's attention. And maybe that's the point. Maybe her silence is the loudest statement of all. All right, let's switch gears for a second. You think you've heard it all in sports commentary? Think again. This McAfee-Clark situation? It's like someone just flipped on the lights at a sketchy party. Suddenly everyone's squinting, looking around, and realizing things aren't quite as fair as they seemed in the dark. Are we ready to face what we're seeing? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Would this be such a big deal if Clark wasn't a woman? I mean, seriously. Some folks are saying McAfee wouldn't dare call a male player that. Others are shrugging it off like it's no big deal. But come on, we've all heard male athletes get called all sorts of names, right? But botch? That hits different. It's like crossing a line we didn't even know was there. People are going crazy, digging up old clips, comparing how male and female athletes get described. It's like they're playing detective, trying to crack the code of sports commentary. And let me tell you, what they're finding, it's not pretty. It's like we've been watching sports with blinders on and now they're off. The difference in how we talk about male and female athletes, it's staring us right in the face. But here's the thing, it's not just about the words. It's about respect, you know? It's about recognizing that these athletes, regardless of gender, are at the top of their game. They've worked their butts off to get where they are. And then we go and reduce them to stereotypes or throw around insults? That's not cool. This whole mess has got people asking some big questions. Do we need to change how we talk about athletes? Are we stuck in some old school mindset where it's okay to talk smack about women but not men? Or is it the other way around? The debate's heating up, and let me tell you, it's getting spicy. So, are there double standards in how male and female athletes are described? Well, the evidence is piling up, and it's not looking good. We're seeing a clear divide in sports commentary, and it's making a lot of people uncomfortable. It's like we're finally realizing that the playing field isn't as level as we thought it was. But you know what? Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe we needed this wake-up call, because now that we see it, we can't unsee it. We can't go back to pretending everything's fine. It's time to take a hard look at how we talk about athletes, how we respect them, and how we can do better. Because at the end of the day, whether they're sinking three-pointers, scoring touchdowns, or hitting home runs, these athletes deserve our respect. Not because they're men or women, but because they're the best at what they do. And isn't that what sports is all about? So here we are, folks. This McAfee-Clark drama? It's not just some random slip-up. It's like someone lit a match in a room full of gasoline. The whole sports world is shook. Think about it. One comment, and suddenly we're all questioning how we talk about athletes. It's crazy, right? But maybe it's exactly what we needed. A wake-up call. A chance to do better. What do you think? Is it time we change our game when it comes to sports talk? Should we be treating all athletes with the same respect, no matter their gender? Keep your eyes on this one. Something tells me we're just getting started. This story's got more twists and turns than a playoff game in overtime. Buckle up, sports fans. It's gonna be a wild ride.